met at the debate. He says he loves Joe Biden and even considers him a friend, but the one battle we cannot win is the fight against time. It is so refreshing to hear Democratic support.
So that's it. The UK elections done, and Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. I've actually done some research about how the UK elections are actually determined, and I think that it says that there's about 650 constituencies in the UK, which an MP is actually elected to take preeminence over those constituencies. And with this election, Lib Dems also won some seats in these constituencies, and also Nigel Farage has actually won a seat. The reason why I'm making this video today is because I had a vision, which was part of Revelation, the book of Revelation, whereby I saw Nigel Farage's name being put in the book of Revelation regarding some certain issues. So I just want you to just watch Nigel Farage and what he's doing. I think I want to define a word to you about faithism. And I also put it over on the video. Faithism is a far-right, authoritarian, ultra-nationalist political ideology and movement characterized by a dictatorial leader, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition, believes in a natural social hierarchy, subordination of individual interests for the perceived. So I don't know if this applies to Nigel Farage, but he is a far-right political leader. And when we had our Brexit, Nigel Farage actually coerced people to vote for Brexit because he said we're going to save a lot of money by going through Brexit for the NHS, which actually, not saying that it did not happen, we're still waiting for it to happen, or maybe it has not happened yet, or maybe it's actually false. But, his analysis of what happened in the Brexit has not been straightforward, it has not been direct. So we do not know what Nigel Farage's agenda in the UK normally is. Before I used to be a bit supportive of the UKIP party in the UK because they were very honest about their policies and they were very honest about what they were going to do. So they were not afraid of what anybody thought about them. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense because we don't want anybody in leadership actually lying to us. We want them to tell us the truth, so that we can be able to take advantage of those truths for our lives, and so that we can be able to make some sound decisions when somebody is actually telling us the truth. But what Nigel Farage has actually done is that basically people have voted for Brexit, and then this has actually happened. I'm not actually supportive of far left policies, equality. I will normally say I stand in the middle. So I sometimes actually take on far left the left policies, and sometimes I take on the right policies. So I'm actually kind of like a bridge in between those two parties. But this far left situation that's going on with Nigel Farage is very, very dangerous for me to actually partake in being supportive of that kind of mindset. So I would just say you guys just watch Nigel Farage. Watch him. I don't know how many Christians actually watch my videos, but watch him, pray for him, pray against him as well if he wants to actually take on some righteous policies and actually wants to set himself on a righteous agenda. Pray against him. We do not know what's going to happen yet. We've also seen some dreams whereby there's going to be a civil war actually happening in the UK, a racial civil war whereby colored people are going to be persecuted in this country. So we've actually seen a vision of that as well, whereby there'll be looting, and those things have actually manifested in the Black Lives Matters protests, and just slowly just manifesting. So these are, what I want to say is that these are normal routines of life. You know, people are saying that it's a sign of the time whereby Jesus is going to come back, but that's not the signs. These are just normal occurrences that happens in the world. So it's just a season that will just pass by. But the Nigel Farage situation, where it gets implicated in the book of Revelation, and I do not know where the book of Revelation is actually implicated in, actually shows that there is an end time agenda that he's setting up, Nigel Farage, in the UK. So just watch him, just pray for him, pray against him if you can. Also be wary about him making promises, because those promises have not gone through the test of time. It's just something that he's just doing to just try and coerce something to just happen. He wants to happen things to happen by force. So be very, very careful with what he's promising, and pray for him as well. Thank you very much indeed. Bye bye.
I therefore do hereby declare that Nigel Paul Farage is duly elected as the Member of Parliament for the Clacton constituency. And the turnout was 59.23%. Would you like to?
Well, Mr. Returning Officer, all here at tendering. And I have to say, fellow candidates, it's been a well-run, well-fought and remarkably clean election battle. I think we'd all agree on that, and thank you for your services. I promise that I will do my absolute best as a Member of Parliament. I had 20 years as an MEP, but it's not quite the same link or same responsibility with constituents. I will do my absolute best to put Clacton on the map. I'll do my best to bring more tourists. I'll do my best to try and bring some private investment. It's over 30 years ago that I fought my first parliamentary by-election. I've fought lots of them over the years, and I've had big successes in European elections, and perhaps best so under first past the post, which is a very demanding, very demanding problem for smaller parties. I will say this, it's 4 weeks and 3 days since I decided to come out of retirement and throw my hat in the ring. I think what Reform UK has achieved in those just few short weeks is truly extraordinary. Given that we had no money, no branch structure, virtually nothing across the country, we are going to come second in hundreds of constituencies. How many seats we're going to win, I don't know. But to have done this in such a short space of time says something very fundamental is happening. It's not just disappointment with the Conservative Party. There is a massive gap on the centre-right of British politics, and my job is to fill it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But it's not just what we do in Parliament as a national party that matters, it's what we do out round the country. Getting 5,000 people in that room in Birmingham last week, the energy, the optimism, the enthusiasm, the belief that Westminster is just completely out of touch with ordinary people says to me that my plan is to build a mass national movement over the course of the next few years, and hopefully be big enough to challenge the general election properly in 2029. What is interesting is there's no enthusiasm for Labour, there's no enthusiasm for Starmer whatsoever. In fact, about half of the vote is simply an anti-Conservative vote. This Labour government will be in trouble very, very quickly.